through some of my files. I was putting it together for the SFA UEFA goalkeeping diploma quite a few years ago now, and I made it a fancy one with a PowerPoint, but I actually like this far better. This is what I jotted down on a piece of paper, and it's about flow, getting in the flow state, and from the work of Dr. I can never pronounce his name, but I'll give it a go. Chikmensky, I think is how you pronounce it, and it's superb work. And we know about flow is when everything's just almost going as if it's magic, or getting in the zone. And I was talking about how you acquire skills, or how you improve performance, and going up here in the middle is the flow state, right, where I used the green highlighter, and I was using it to illustrate how we improve a player skill acquisition, or how we improve our own ability to perform. And we're talking individually, but you can do this as a team as well, or a unit. If on going up here on the vertical axis, if this is challenge, and on the horizontal axis, I think this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis, I think. Thinking back into my maths in school, which I didn't excel at, but I got the basics. On the x, the horizontal axis is your skill. If this is your current skill level and this is the challenge, if you see P1 equates to when you're in flow state, so the challenge in front of you in the game, or when you're putting on, if you're a keeper, and this was relating to keeper, but it could be any player, the challenge in front of you at P1 equals your current skill levels. So that is, things are going well, and a lot of the time it's autonomous. We're in this flow, we're not having to consciously thinking about it a lot, it's really happening really well, and that is kind of a magical place to be. I always kind of relate to being a child. We're in flow a lot. Now what happens, P2 is almost the comfort zone, where your skill levels, right, is higher than the challenge. It's not exactly perfect for my wee sketch, but P2 is when your skill levels outweighs the challenge. And if you don't watch, what I put here is you get bored. So that's when we're negatively sleepwalking. Just know what we have to do. It's the same exercise, or we're playing the same teams. We're performing away under ourselves. And if we don't watch, our players get into this area here, right, which is just kind of not challenging themselves, not kind of bored kind of area, sleepwalking, taking it for granted. But here's good as well. The P1 is where you accumulate success. Now our job, what I would suggest to you as a coach, is to push to P3, is to set up challenges, set up situations where our players, the challenge is slightly above the current skill level, so you're out of your comfort zone. But if it's too far out of your comfort zone up here, that's when people get overstressed. Okay, now you have to be able to perform under stress and pressure at high performance level, but if it's learning a skill, your body doesn't respond well when you're learning it. So this is why skills break down when the challenge is too high, so you have to come back down a little level. So you want the challenge to be just above the current skill levels. You learn the new skills, you learn usually do the similar things quicker with more accuracy and more consistency. So that's some key words there. You do things quicker, more accuracy, and more consistency. And then what happens, this never ends if you're ambitious or pushing yourself. You go into P4 as well. Again, so you're in your flow state. And it kind of relates as well to, your levels of learning, where you go, P3, sometimes you're consciously competent. It's like being in a car and changing gears. And when you're in P4, you're unconsciously, you get to a point where you're unconsciously competent. You don't have to think about it as much. And then you go out here again, and the coach's job is to give you another challenge. Your own challenge is to come out. Now, here's some of the key questions I was asking people for you individually. What keeps you in flow? So what, is the situations, the environment, the people, the challenges that keep you in flow individually. If you're a coach, how do you keep your help create structures or environments or challenges that keep your players in flow? And what interferes with flow? What gets in the way with flow? You know, a lot of the time it's the inner game, it's thinking about it. And this is my two questions I'm posing to you just now. What keeps you in flow? What interferes with you in flow? And this was my wee notes up here. So in order to go here, we need to teach our players techniques and strategies to deal with that stress. And sometimes it's positive stress, because it's stress about having to deal with a new situation and doing things more consistently, more quickly and more accuracy. So I love, this is when I love this thing I jotted down here from Dr. Chitsmensky High, I think it's pronounced, and it's all about flow. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, I'm sure we'll be speaking a little bit more about developing confidence and self-belief. And if you're interested in finding out more about these sort of areas, how you get your players in flow or how you keep yourself in flow, I've put together a little book package. 3 of my books, with my original one, The 12 Hidden Laws of Performance, Talented Unlimited, that's on growth mindset, and a one that consists of a lot of these exercises for coaches is Soccer Mindset. So it's a mindset and mental skills for youth football in particular. So if you're interested in that and you want to learn how to do this sort of stuff, go over to Don Mac Book, DonMacBook.com. So that's Don Mac Book, and I've done a package of 3 books. It'd be great to hear what you think of that, and really help you not just understand it, but being able to execute it and use it in your coaching. So have a good day there.